Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler. Today is episode 107. The beauty of last minute deals. So, as an overview, last minute specials, deals mean savings in the timeshare industry. So, I want to go through some specifics about why that works. And then I've got actual examples of Hilton Grand Vacations last minute specials, Marriott last minute specials, and WorldMark last minute specials, which are similar to Wyndham specials. But anyway, so before I do that, let me jump in a little bit about my channel, and then I'll come in back and tell you a little more about the details. Welcome back. Last minute specials mean savings. It's a way really to advantage the off-peak season. It's in addition to sometimes the point savings. You know, like last minute airfares, you usually expect the most expensive. And for high peak hotels, that's usually more expensive, or rental cars so much. But with timeshares, last minute deals can be less expensive and more often are less expensive than booking. The trick is knowing which one will become a last minute special and whether to book early. But there's quite a different set of, some of them use cash instead of your points. And those I like the best because that's sort of like buying extra timeshares without the long-term maintenance commitment. Sometimes it's discounted points, so it's like buying the same place you were going to go with last minute specials. In fact, Marriott has one that's I think kind of interesting. Is if you higher your elite level, the more likely within a window you can actually rebook it at the lower rate and then use less points. So that's an interesting one for Marriott owners. It also can reduce the number of points you need to own, saving you upfront costs. So that's the way I look at these. Is I look at, okay, how many of these can I take advantage of? Am I using them all? So that's why, as a timeshare owner, these are really, really opportunities you should really explore, because it really lessens the need for you to buy more points. Okay, let's start first with Hilton's last minute specials. And they call that HGV Resort Specials, or Hilton Grand Vacations Resort Specials. And most of these are reduced point options. And in some of them, it's even saving 75% in point value. So it's really, it's usually within the last 60 to 30 days. And each category can be a slightly different situation. So you kind of have to look at, when you go to that list, there's a long list of them, and you kind of go through them one by one. But it's not necessarily uninteresting places. Hawaii can be on sale from time to time. Sedona, which is one of my favorite places, can be on sale. So it's not just unusual. And usually it comes with a special book starting this date and use from this date to this date. So it's usually boxed in. It's pretty unique. But if you have flexible schedule, or just get lucky, or check back often and find one that fits, hey, it's not a bad deal. And again, saving a lot of points means you can use it for an extra vacation, or book 2 rooms and have a larger group go. The other thing that Hilton has, they have the open season cash option, and that's all within the 30 days of check-in. And if you're elite, you get a credit for these. So it starts at the preferred with $250 all the way up to Centum, which is $1,000 a year. And so that basically means you get to use within 30 days, you get to use that many dollars for free for a year. So it can be worth it. And you pay cash is about 20% higher than maintenance fees. And again, each person's maintenance fees based on what they own can be slightly different. So that's why I say it's about 20%, which again, if you think about that, you haven't had to actually buy into the timeshares. So your 20% boost is, I guess part of what it would cost to buy that you don't have to pay. And that's all for Hilton. Okay, jumping to Marriott, the last minute specials, available stays within 60 days prior to check-in. And you can see a chart below, so they kind of have a fixed number of points, and that can go from, a hotel guest room all the way up to a 3-bedroom. For a week total, a 3-bedroom is under 2,000 points. Well, which, some 3-bedrooms can be 5,000, 6,000 points. So this could be huge savings. Again, it's within close-in stays, but 60 days within a 60-day window is, some people don't make vacation plans much further than that because their work isn't that, they can't plan that much farther out, and so this isn't necessarily a bad thing. So Marriott has that, and again, the one other thing I wanted to mention is if you have an elite level, you get the different percentages, 25% off of booking within the last 30 days, and that's across all locations, but that starts at the executive level with the 7,000 points and on up, and the percentage changes the higher you go. So that can be a real plus. So you basically book something and then rebook it within the 60 days and then cancel your other reservation using, so you get 30% off on the points. So it's not a bad deal. Last but not least is WorldMark last minute specials, and this is I got into the last minute special game with WorldMark because it really was my first. It was my first timeshare that I used extensively and traveled a lot. The normal maintenance in my case with 65,000 points is 8.6 cents per credit. Yours might be a little higher if you have less, or a little lower if you have more. And they have two categories: inventory specials. And the booking window there is 90 days in advance. The rate is 7.8 cents per credit, so you're paying less. You do have the minimum of the $80 nightly minimum charge. Now, what I've done is I've actually booked the weekends using the last minute special, and then booked the week, even though it's the higher cents per point rate, not much higher, but a little higher. But I'm not capped at the $80, so I sometimes get the weekdays for like 40 and then use the last minute special for the weekends, and then I end up with a week that way. It's just a way to save points. And then the second one they have is at 9 cents, which is a little bit higher, but not a lot. And that's $80 minimum is on that one. But the nice thing about that is it's an 11-month booking window, so it's not really a last minute deal, but I put it in this category because I often use it as that. It's kind of a rotating by area, by time zone. They pretty much everything comes up. And 11-month is pretty far out, so it's actually hardly a last minute, but it's less than the 13-month window that you have access to. So sometimes it might be worth it since the points are just a little bit away. You don't have to buy as many points. You can just use the Monday Madness, and I've done that extensively. Use Monday Madness for quite a few things. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like, and don't forget to subscribe.